Hello and welcome back to Peanut. My name's Mr. Austin and today is the last Peanut lesson. It's lesson number 6 from the Healthy Schools, Healthy Communities curriculum. So it's the last time we're going to see each other over video. And this is the graduation. So we're all done. You're graduating from Peanut. You've learned all kinds of healthy stuff. But before we finish, we're going to talk about some of the stuff we've learned so far this year from Peanut. That way I can see and kind of test you and see what you remember from all the stuff we've talked about. So let's first talk about what we did, right? So we did lots of fun stuff together. We learned all kinds of new things. We learned about washing our hands and how to wash our hands the right way to get all of those germs off of our hands. We talked about eating healthy foods, especially eating fruits and vegetables and eating all kinds of different colors of fruits and vegetables. We call it eating the rainbow at Peanut because they're healthy for us. They help us grow big and strong. They stop us from getting sick. They help our brains so we get smarter and we can focus at school and working on our work. So we talked about that. We also talked about moving our bodies, right? And getting some exercise, moving around, making sure our muscles all over our body stay strong, making sure our bones stay strong so you can grow bigger and taller. You're only in kindergarten, so you're going to grow a lot. So you need some exercise to make sure you're growing the right way. What else? Oh, we read some books. So we read lots of different books. Some were pretty silly. Some taught us something new. But we read a different book at every Peanut lesson. And we did some FitBits, right? We got up. We got our bodies moving. I know it was kind of hard to do over the computer, but hopefully you had some fun. And you stood up with me and you moved your body around a little bit to get some exercise in, to show you it's so easy. It's so easy to just stand up and move your body a little bit in order to get some exercise. So what do you remember that we talked about or that we did together? What was something, think in your head right now, what was something fun that we did when you watched one of my videos on here? What was something fun that you learned, or what was something fun that you did with me? Think about that, because what we're going to do right now is I'm going to ask you some questions about the stuff that we've learned at Peanut, and I want to see if you know the answers. So let's go right here to the next one. And one of the first things we talked about was eating fruits and vegetables, and you can see the pictures right there. There's some fruits and vegetables in my picture. So my first question for you, I want you to think, is what is the name, or what is a fruit or a vegetable that you know or that you like? So think in your head, try and think of both. Try and think of one fruit and try and think of one vegetable. Maybe it's one I told you about, or maybe it's one you have at home. But think in your head, one fruit and one vegetable. I'm going to give you some examples in a minute, but what's some fruits or vegetables that you like to eat or that you know about? All right, let's see what you got. I'm going to name some fruits. I might not say yours, and that's okay, but let me name some fruits that you might have said. You might have said strawberries. Strawberries are Mr. Austin's favorite, so that's why that was the first one I said. Apples are a fruit. Oranges are a fruit. Bananas are a fruit. Grapes are a fruit. Let's do a couple more. Blueberries or blackberries are both fruits. Pears are fruits. Peaches are fruit. Let's do one more so we have 10. What didn't I say yet? You could have had watermelon as one of your fruits too. So those are all kinds of different fruits. Now let's do vegetables. Let's see. What are some vegetables that you might have said? You could have said potatoes. You could have said green beans. You could have said celery. You could have said carrots. You could have said, some squash. That's kind of a tricky one, but squash is a vegetable too. You could have said peas. You could have said corn. All of those are vegetables. So there's a bunch of different vegetables you could have said too. And what I want you to remember is to eat and try as many different fruits and vegetables as you can. They're so good for you. They have so many vitamins. They have so many minerals and stuff that helps you grow, helps you not get sick, all that stuff we talked about. So hopefully you got one fruit and one vegetable. All right, next question. Ooh, this is a good one. So in our first lesson, I'm going to make this big so you can see the picture. Our first time we talked was all about washing our hands. And you can see in this big picture, it's all about washing your hands and doing it the right way. So my question right now is going to be, what are the steps to wash your hands the right way? So think for a minute, because I'm going to go through them. I'm going to show you all of them right now, but I want you to see if you can follow along with me or if you can say them before I say them. What's the right way to wash your hands? All right, let's see if you get all the steps. The first step we have to do is an easy one. You got to turn on the water. So I'm going to act like I'm at the sink right now. We're turning on the water, and you want to make sure the water's warm, right? You want to have some warm water coming out. Next step is to get your hands a little bit wet, just like that first picture. You can see they're getting their hands wet with that warm water. Now for probably the most important step. What do I need to put on my hands now that they're all watery, they're all wet? I need some soap. So go over to the soap. Couple squirts of soap on your hands, and here's the most important part. How long do I need to rub that soap into my hands for? 20 seconds. And you can sing the happy birthday song like we did. You can sing the ABC song like we did, but for 20 seconds you need to rub that soap all over your wet hands, and you want to get it all over. So not just the fronts, you want to get it in between your fingers, you want to get it on the backs, you want to get on your fingernails if your fingernails are dirty, but you want to get your whole hand for 20 seconds. Hopefully you got that one. That's the most important step. All right, my hands are all soapy and wet. I've rubbed on the soap for 20 seconds. What's the next step? I got to get all that soap off, right? So put them back under the water. Rinse all that soap off so it goes in the sink. And now my hands are back to being all wet. What do I need to do? What's the last step? I need some paper towel, or maybe you have a towel at home, but some paper towel or something to dry your hands off. Wipe them off. You can use the paper towel or the towel to turn off the sink. If it's paper towel, throw it away, and you are done. Your hands are clean, and I forgot to say this at the beginning. What did we just get off of our hands? Germs. We got the germs off of our hands. And this is important to do for something that we do every day. Do you need to wash your hands before you eat food? Yes or no? What do you think? Do you need to wash your hands before you eat food? The answer is yes. You need to wash it so that all those germs on your hands don't get on your food, and then you eat it, and then they get in your stomach, they get in your body, and that's how we get sick. So you need to wash your hands before you eat some food. Hopefully you got all those steps. Let's see. Now for the next one. Ooh, one of my favorites. Let me make this big so you can see it. One of the other things we talked about was eating healthy snacks. And you can see some healthy snacks in all these pictures. You can see right there, they've got an apple over there. It looks like he's got an orange right there. We've got some popcorn. We've got some celery and some carrots with some hummus, it looks like, that you can dip it in. So healthy snacks. So we all like snacks, right? I love snacks too, because sometimes we get hungry after dinner but before lunchtime, or after lunchtime but before dinner, right? We want a snack. Or maybe sometimes even after dinner time before we go to bed, we want a little snack. And that's okay, but you don't want to eat stuff that's not so healthy. You want to try and eat a healthy snack. So I want you to think in your head, and we talked about some of these before, and maybe you have some at home, but what is a healthy snack that you can eat? Say it out loud to me at the screen. I won't be able to hear you, but I want you to think in your head, what's a healthy snack? I'm going to say some examples too, but think of a healthy snack. Let me tell you some of the snacks Mr. Austin likes to eat. I like to eat apples and peanut butter. That's a good snack. I like to eat string cheese, and sometimes I have the string cheese with crackers, so that's a pretty good snack. I like to just have some fruit, so sometimes I have a banana. Sometimes I have an apple again. Sometimes I have some pineapple. That's a fruit. I cut it up, and I have that for a snack. Excuse me. Let's see. What's a couple other snacks? You can have some popcorn is a good one just like that. As long as it doesn't have too much salt and butter on it. Popcorn can be a good and healthy snack. You can have some, just like that, you can have some veggie sticks with some ranch to dip in. You can make a sandwich. Not a big sandwich, but if you have a little sandwich with some of your favorite stuff on it, that's a good snack too. So snacks are awesome, but you want to make sure you're eating a healthy snack so that you're growing big, you're growing strong. Just like when we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you want to eat healthy snacks too. Okay, next one is about moving around. So in these pictures you can see we have somebody running, we have someone riding their bike, and we have a couple kids jumping up and down. So we did some physical activity because it helps us be strong and healthy, right? I tried to do some on the computer right here so you could see me moving. And you probably do it all the time too, at home or at school, with your friends, with your brothers and sisters, or with your family at home. you move around, right? You have certain stuff you like to do. Maybe you like to play a sport. Maybe you like to play soccer. Maybe you like to do gymnastics. Maybe you like to swim. Maybe you like to walk. Maybe you like to ride your bike or ride your scooter. Maybe you like to chase your dog or your cat around, or chase your little brother or sister around, or maybe your big brother or sister chases you around. Well, all of that is physical activity and moving your body around. So I want you to think real quick. What is your favorite way to move around? Think about what's your favorite thing to do. If you could get up right now and you could move around and go do something fun where you're moving your body, what would you pick if you could do anything in the world? I'm going to tell you some of the stuff I like to do. But think, what do you like to do? I like to walk. I really like to run. I go running all the time. I like to play soccer. I like to play basketball with my friends or with my brothers. I like to walk my dog or chase my dog around the house sometimes. He's got lots of energy, so that's a fun one. I like to go with my friends and play tennis. That's a fun one. What else do I like to do? Ooh, even some chores that I might not like to do too much, but that's physical activity too. So when I shovel the snow in the wintertime, that's a good one. And that's actually a good workout too. That makes my muscles nice and strong. So that's a good one. I like to mow the lawn. So sometimes I have to mow the lawn outside. So there's all kinds of exercise that you can do. And it doesn't just have to be one thing. You want to find the stuff that you like to do, the stuff that's fun. Maybe you just like to go to the park and play and swing on the swings and run around and go down the slide. All of that counts as moving your body, but you want to do it so you're not sitting down in your chair all the time, or sitting down and watching TV all the time, or sitting down and playing video games all the time. You want to make sure you're moving your body around, especially now it's getting warm outside, so hopefully you can go outside and you can have some fun. So let's go to the next one. Ooh, one of my favorites was the books that we read. So here's a picture of some of the books right here. So these were some of the books that talked about what we learned about, right? We have the book right there that we read at the beginning that was about washing our hands. We have the book right here that gave a bunch of examples of how to move around. I remember they were dancing in that book. They were rolling and doing flips in that book. They were bowling in that book. I will never not ever eat a tomato is a super silly book. I like that one. That's where Charlie was tricking his little sister into eating healthy snacks and trying some healthy foods even though she wasn't too sure. And then we talked all about eating different fruits and vegetables too. So hopefully you like some of those books because those help give us some stories about the stuff that we learned. Now we're going to read one more story, and this story is called Feast for 10. And since it's called Feast for 10, I'm going to ask you a question before we start reading it. How many people do you think are going to be in this story? Because a feast is a fancy word to say a big meal, a big dinner, or a big lunch, or a big breakfast. Usually it's a big dinner. But how many people do you think are going to eat that big feast? What do you think? Feast for 10. So let's see if we see 10 people in these pictures. Because I got a feeling this is for a big family. So let me make this big so we can read it. Here's the cover. Feast for 10. 1 cart into the grocery store. So you can see the 1 cart. 2 pumpkins for pie. 3 chickens to fry. 4 children off to look for more. 5 kinds of beans. Look and see if you can see all 5 in the picture. 6 bunches of greens. 7 dill pickles stuffed in a jar. Count those pickles, see if there's 7 in there. 8 ripe tomatoes. And this one's kind of hard to see, but look at that picture, and there might be one missing on the side a little bit right there, but look close when I make it big again, and you should be able to see 8 tomatoes on there, even though one's super tricky and hard to see. 9 plump potatoes. So see if you can see 9 potatoes on there. This one's kind of tricky too, but see if you can see 9. 10 hands help to load the car. So look and see if you can see 10 hands. Not 10 people, but 10 hands. Then, one car home from the grocery store. 2 will look. 3 will cook. 4 will taste and ask for more. 5 empty cans. See if you can see all 5. 6 pots and pans. 7 more carrots to wash and peel. So look for those 7 carrots on there. 8 platters down. So platters is a fancy word for a plate or even a big plate. So see if you can see 8 platters. 9 chairs around. 10 hungry folks to share the meal. So count on this last one. How many people are on there? This book was called Feast for 10. So look at that picture and see if you can see all 10 people on there. Let me make it big one more time so you can see it up close. See if you can count 10 people on there. There's 10 people in this family. We saw them all a little bit throughout the story, but this is the first picture where they're all together. So all of that counting, so 10 people could eat a big feast, just like they're eating at the dinner table. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Our last slide for today, or one of the last slides for today, is our Fitbit. So we're going to do a little bit of moving. And for the Fitbit today, we are going to do some fruit and veggie yoga. This is one of my favorite ones because we get to do some silly poses right here. And they're going to be kind of hard to see with my camera, but I'm going to try and show you some of these poses. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to stand up in a minute, and I'm going to show you some different yoga poses, just like and they're going to have some names of some different fruits and vegetables in them. And I want you to try them at home or at school, wherever you're at. So first, stand up. Make sure, I was sitting in a chair, so make sure if you were sitting in a chair, it's out of the way. And just like always, check around you so you're not going to bump into anything or bump into anybody. Make sure you're not going to kick anything when we move our feet. All right, and we are going to do some different yoga poses. The first one, we're going to act like we're a carrot. And here's how it's going to work. This one's kind of silly. You're going to stand up straight. Straight as you can. And the first part we're going to do is I want you to reach your hands up and I want you to put your hands together like this. So that way you're straight up and it's just like the pointy top of a carrot. And now I want you to try and balance on one foot. So I want you to pick one foot up. I have one foot up right there. So pick one foot up and try and rest it on your knee and balance on one foot. If that's too hard, you can just go up on your tippy toes and you can go straight up. But I want you to try and balance on one foot. So hold that foot or hold that knee up, put your foot on your other leg, keep those arms straight, and we're just like a carrot. Nice and straight. I even have my orange shirt on. So this is the carrot one. All right, slowly come back down. Bring your arms down. Okay, now let's do that one again, but now we're gonna do it with the other leg. We're gonna pick the other leg up. So I want you to slowly raise your arms up. Reach them up, get a big stretch. You should feel it in your shoulders and point those hands up straight. And then slowly lift up your foot so that you're balancing on one foot again, just like this. And if it's too tricky, you can just go up on your tippy toes. But try and hold it with one foot. It stretches your leg, it stretches your arms. All right, now slowly put your foot back down and slowly bring your arms back down. Good one. All right, that one was the carrot. Now we're going to act like we're broccoli, and we call it the broccoli warrior pose. This one's kind of silly, so here's how we're going to do it. I want you to spread your legs out so that they're just like this. So I want you to spread them out a little bit. so that they're out to the sides. And then I want you to put your arms out like this. And I want you to point your foot towards this wall. So I want you to take your foot. You can even stomp it up like me if you want. So I want you to take your foot and I want you to stomp it and point it that way. And now I want you to lean that way. Like you're leaning to touch that way. And we're like a big stalk of broccoli waving in the wind. So point your foot towards that wall and lean that way. We're going to hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now come back up. Take a little break for a minute. Shake it out. Stretch it out. And we're going to do it again, but we're going to go that way. So put your feet out to the side like this. Arms up. Now take this foot and point it that way. And I want you to lean this way. Lean this way. Shake your arms like we're waving in the wind. We're going to do it for 5 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly come back up. Bring your arms down. Shake it out. That one got a good stretch in my shoulder. So kind of shake it out. All right. Let's do 2 more. So next one, let's act like a fruit. We're going to be a banana. So this one's kind of going to be like the carrot, but this one's going to be kind of silly. We're going to lean, because bananas straight? Nope, bananas are bent. If you've seen a banana, they got a little bit of a curve. So we're going to lean to the side, just like this, just like we're curved like a banana. I want you to put your hands up, just like we were in the carrot pose, but just like this, just like we're a banana. And now we're going to peel the banana. So slowly take your hands. Start to slowly open it like you're the banana. Slowly open it. Come all the way down. Boom, you're ready to eat. Good one. Now slowly go back up and stand straight. Shake it out. Shake your back. Now we're going to do it the other way. So we're going to be like a banana that's bending this way. So lean this way. Arms up above your head. Think about being a banana. Now you're going to slowly take your hands and you're going to slowly come down and unpeel. 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 Come all the way down until boom, we're ready to eat again. Now we can get to the inside of the banana. All right, stand up straight. Shake it out. 1 more, and this one's going to be hard to see. We're going to act like an onion. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to bend down like this. I want you to, you can go all the way down. So you can see I'm only going to bend down a little bit, but I want you to go down so that your elbows are on top of your knees. So put your elbows on your knees like this. And we're going to act like an onion underneath the ground, because onions grow under the ground. So I want you to bend down like this. And when I say go, we're going to pop up like someone pulled us up out of the ground. Because onions, you grab the top of an onion and you pull it out, and then that's when you can eat it. So go down like this. And on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go. I want you to pop up just like someone pulled us up out of the ground. Let's do it one more time. So go down slowly. Put your elbows on top of your knees, just like this. We're an onion underneath the ground, but here comes the farmer to pull us out. He grabbed our leaves on top, and on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go. Pop up just like that. Okay. That's one of my favorite games to play. I like that one. That's a fun one to do in your classroom when everybody's popping up at the same time. All right, so take a minute, catch your breath. Take some deep breaths in, some deep breaths out. And let's go to the next slide, which is our healthy snack to try. And this is one that hopefully you've all had before. These are apples. So you can see all the apples in this picture. So since we live in Michigan, we have a lot of apples. Apples grow all over Michigan. So apples come in some different colors. They come in red, they come in green, they come in yellow. And you can go to an apple orchard and you can pick apples. I bet that lots of you have probably been to an apple orchard before. And if not, that's okay. But an apple orchard is where a bunch of apples grow. And you can pick them out of the tree. You can wash off those apples and you can eat them. So you can eat apples all by themselves. You can eat, or you can drink apples like apple juice. In that middle picture, you can see some apple juice right in the middle. Or you can have applesauce. Applesauce is a good snack too right over there. I bet some of you have had applesauce for a snack too. That's a good healthy one. You can cut apples up or ask an adult to cut some apples up, and you can have some apples and peanut butter, so you can dip them in different stuff. So that's a good snack. So next time you see an apple, I want you to give it a try. And maybe if you had an apple, you can try a different color. Because like green apples are a lot more sour than the red apples are. So maybe try some different kinds of apples and see which ones you like. Okay, here we go. We're almost done. I'm going to make this big congratulations. You are all done with peanut. This is our last one. So that says congratulations right there with those balloons. And usually you get a certificate that I give you to tell you that you're all done with peanut. But I hope you had fun. I hope you learned some stuff from me. I hope you learned how to be healthier. I hope you learned about the right way to wash your hands, about how important it is to exercise and move your body, and about how important it is to eat some healthy food. So now that peanut's all done, when you go home and you're talking with your friends or with your family, you can remember some of the stuff that you learned so you can be healthy, so you can grow big, and you can go strong. Okay. Next one, we have healthy homework. I have my only homework for you, I guess, even though it's not really homework, is to just make sure you're doing some of this stuff now that you're at home. So when you go home, I want you to try and eat some healthy snacks or try some new foods. So making sure you're trying some new healthy foods. So that way, even if you've never had it before and you're not so sure, you're like, I don't know about this one. But maybe if you try it, you might like it. And if you like it, that's good because that's a whole nother healthy food you can eat. So making sure you're trying new foods, making sure you're exercising and moving your body. That's your homework from me to you. All right. It was so nice to talk to you over video. Hopefully me or your peanut teacher that's at your school gets to see you soon so we can do all of this stuff in your classroom and in person. But until then, we will talk to you next time and have a very healthy day.